So it's the first day of fall, and I was going to show you guys what I've got going on in my gardening for my fall garden. I actually really enjoy fall gardening. I feel like the insects aren't as bad. It's not as hot. You don't have to water as heavily. So, and it's just, I love fall, so I like being outside in the fall, so this does it. So what I've got going on here is I have a whole bed of carrots. Back there, I've got a Brussels sprout going. I'm going to let all this grow probably through December. I definitely want a couple of good hard frosts with my carrots, because when it comes through and it gets cold like that, the carrots produce extra sugars to protect themselves, so it makes the carrots sweeter. I love fall carrots. I'm probably not even going to grow spring carrots anymore because the ones in the fall do so much better. I've still got a Xena going. That's some basil I need to harvest. I'm trying to get a second kind of run on some of my pepper plants. These were the pepper plants my husband, this one is a Tabasco, that's a red chili, and he has a ghost pepper on the end. So we're leaving all these on to kind of turn, and hopefully I'll get all those picked before a frost does come in. I think I'm still a few weeks out of having a frost, probably sometime in October. But that pepper plant, they're just full of them. Those have done really well this year. Over here, I've actually started some of my fall decorations, and I grew these, so I was really proud of that.
Almost small trees. I see you recording me like you're slick or something.
My husband, well, I was doing a garden tour, and my husband is gloating because his pepper plants did so much better than mine.
Are huge.
So he's pretty egotistical about them. My peppers got hit with a blight. But, I mean, those survived the blight. The blight did not hit, I know. The blight did not hit those peppers like they did the other ones. They just didn't. So they really bounced back. You know, there's the ghost peppers. He's been making mace with them.
Those are starting to rot though.
And I am wanting to make like a chili powder, so I've told him he's made enough mace and the rest is for me. This is Bok Choy, and this is actually the first time I've grown Bok Choy, and it's doing really well. It's actually grown pretty quickly. You know, I might be able to even get another harvest off of it before the frost. I haven't quite decided what to do. I actually like the idea of doing what I do with my sweet potato leaves, and I'm thinking about maybe pickling the stalks of these, trying that, and then dehydrating the leaves and grinding them down into a powder as a super green powder to put in smoothies or mix with water and whatever. And I actually had a couple of carrots sprout up in here. This bed is not deep though, that's why I really didn't plant any. They did that on their own. I've got some celery going. This is broccoli. That is broccoli. I have a Brussels sprout over there. These are some little broccolis. I'm hoping to get broccoli before the year is out. I'm hoping. I don't know if those plants are big enough. We will see. I've tried to start some spinach here. It's struggled. That is some spicy basil that I need to harvest. That is another pepper plant. This is a cayenne pepper that's given me another little boost. Ooh, those are strawberries. Oh, look, I got a strawberry. I'm gonna eat it. These are Another bed of carrots. Kind of blooming out my spices. I've got some spinach there, a couple of carrots in there. These are Brussels sprouts. These peppers are giving me another run. I'm glad I'm getting some more jalapenos because those are my favorite. Got some cayennes on there. That is my fennel seed that I need to harvest. And over here is more broccoli that I actually have going with the electroculture gardening here. This is actually my control group, I guess, where I've got my copper. I have a coil pointed north down in the dirt here, and then I have another coil wrapped around this stick down in the dirt as well. So we're gonna see if this grows any bigger than the ones I have going over there. This is cabbage. I also have a copper pyramid in here. These are growing. The ones that are around the pyramid, I've noticed, are larger than these in the corner. I was really hoping that it would help with cabbage worms, but it has not. As you can see, they've been eaten, and I've been picking a few off here and there, so I've sprinkled some cinnamon around to kind of keep those at bay. I have some radishes going in here, a couple of squash. I planted those late in the season. Don't know if I'll get any off those or not. That's a tomato plant that bounced back. I actually got some blooms here I didn't realize was on here. These two are also like my bumper crop of tomatoes. I got hit with blight. My tomato harvest was terrible this year. And so I've got some growing in here. I've got red ones here I need to get. So yeah, that mainly up front will be, you know, my fall garden. So I'm trying to keep everything I'm wanting to grow through the fall up front and close. This is ginger root that's still growing. I'm going to end up having to move that to a greenhouse because I got a late start on it, but I do have some poking up out of the dirt. You guys can see there. I love ginger root. Fresh ginger root like that is absolutely delicious. This is another bumper crop of tomatoes that I've got, and I've got a few good ones on here, so I'm hoping I can get another good get a good harvest of tomatoes before it frosts as well. I'm growing turkey tail mushroom here, and on these logs here, I actually just harvested that whole log yesterday, and I've got some shiitake mushroom logs right here that we're growing. So this is definitely crazy because I have broccoli literally growing out of my patio. I grew seeds this year and I harvested my seeds out on the patio, and so I had plants sprout up literally out of the crack of my patio. So I decided to let them grow and see what's gonna happen. I actually had a tomato plant grow out of this one year and let it grow, and I got some little tomatoes, but that's the root. So that is really just down in there. And this one over here is just out of a hole, just growing out of a hole. So yeah, that's crazy. So we're letting it grow to see what happens, and I swear I will be just thrown away if this actually grows broccoli. My green bean arch, I've still got a few. Of course, this time of year they're just a little, look, they're full of little ones. I don't know. That'll be a good one for seed. So I'm just I'm I've processed so many of these this year, you guys. I just kind of said, forget it and let that go. I got a couple good tomatoes hanging on here. My marigolds are in bloom. I've got a really good basil going here. Rosemary really starts to take off when it gets a little cooler as well. This is amaranth that I need to harvest. I've got, like I said, my marigolds are in full bloom. And my sweet potatoes are still going. We're going to let these go for at least another couple weeks. Until, they call for frost. As soon as they call for frost, I'll pull them up. Now over here are just these were my sad peppers. Talking my husband making fun of me. But you can just, well, here's a good one right here to show you. Look, I mean, they just got hit with blight, and his really were unaffected. Of course, I treated his too, but look, those leaves are just falling off. So it's been a terrible year for peppers and tomatoes for me. I do have a couple of good peppers growing back there, and I hate it because I love doing stuffed bell peppers from the garden. Oh my God, they're so delicious. Last year I processed and froze a lot of them, and it was a great, quick meal for us to have, and it just didn't happen this year. So that sucks, but it is what it is. This too is some later season squash that I planted that's really not doing well. I don't think I got it in the ground in time. And over here I also have another box of sweet potatoes, and I need to try to get me a few more good harvests of my sweet potato leaves off of these, because as I said, I like to dry them out and grind them down into a powder for a super green. Sweet potato greens are very nutritious. They're really, really good for us. So that's kind of got us wrapped up. Oh, I did have some broccoli over here. Oh, look, there it is. That's what caught my attention. It's sprouting out. I've got one there. So I need to kind of thin that out and get some of this amaranth and stuff out of here, and maybe the broccoli will grow there as well. So I did have 1 year a really good harvest of broccoli. I think I ended up getting it in December, and I mean I was really happy with it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that's kind of wrapping up the season a little bit, bringing it to a definite slowdown. Now up here is the greenhouse my husband put together for me this year. So I've not exactly decided what all I'm gonna do in here. I do have a pepper plant in here that hornworm completely devoured, and it's actually, look, sprouted back. So I'm not really never grown in a greenhouse before. He's got me windows over here. There was I thought what he said, something was a vent somewhere up top. Maybe it was. Oh, I can open the window. That's what it is. This window. This window actually opens for me. So I've not quite decided what I'm going to do in here, but I did, look here, I've put my elderberry bush cuttings in here. Oh, that's falling off. See if those don't start developing. And we're going to put something down in here, not exactly sure what. He's got a few different things. So I was actually really definitely happy about this. And of course, we were talking about I could run a heater out here. So I don't know. We'll see what I do with that.